So similarly, while people may sort of have a broad concern about the environment or animals or the ocean or whatever it is, a lot of times when you really drill down into it, they're like, yes, but how is this going to impact me as a human being? Um, so if we set aside for a minute the kind of deep ecology argument that other forms of life that are not human, have a right to exist. What are the existential risks for humans associated with the disappearance of wild nature, both on the land and in the ocean?
Mhm. Well, ecosystems are mutually supportive networks, with lots of nodes, and you can take out a node here and you can take out a node there, and the network still has a fair amount of resilience. But beyond a certain point, that resilience declines to the stage where you take out one more node and the whole thing collapses. And when ecosystems collapse, human beings do not do well. This is we've seen this in instances throughout human history, and of course, other species disappear as a result of ecosystem collapse too. But we guess what? We are a species. We are living organisms that require food and oxygen and so on. Where does that oxygen come from? Well, a lot of it comes from oceans, forests. These are ecosystems. Uh, Ocean ecosystems are highly imperiled, not just as a result of overfishing, but also toxics, plastics, and other chemicals in the oceans. The oxygen dissolved in the ocean is declining. That's impacting all the animals that live in oceans. Temperature of oceans is increasing. The ocean currents are changing. People who study the oceans closely are concerned that, in fact, over the course of this century, we could, in effect, cause the death of oceans as ecosystems.
Hmm.
That's pretty huge. that there's no way humanity does that and goes on unscathed. In fact, most living things on Earth would perish as a result of that. But that's where we're headed right now. And ocean ecosystems, that's most of the planet. That maybe that's 70%, but ecosystems on land, same thing. We rely on ecosystem services that we don't pay for because nature's doing it. Nature's doing it for us. And so again, we just assume it, like the economists I was talking about earlier. We just assume that that's going to go on. But if we imperil the ecosystems, then those ecosystem services go away, whether it's the pollination of plants, including human food crops, or the production of oxygen in forests and oceans. It's absolutely key to not just the survival of a rare hummingbird somewhere or something like that, but us and our children and grandchildren.